Hello and welcome to the NextPowerUp gameplay preview of Rainbow Six Siege. I was told that I would probably get closed beta access about 6 months ago, and it finally arrived today. I only just got the email last night and totally forgot about it, so I installed it this morning and figured we'd have a quick jump in. I've unlocked two classes so far. You can unlock operators. You basically get experience and level up, and then when you level up, you get rewards, and you can unlock operators with that. Two types: attacking and defending operators, from all different sort of countries, special ops, including the SAS, which is of course the type of operators I chose to unlock. And so far, I've just been mucking around in the new terrorist hunt mode, which is the classic sort of players versus AI, 5 players versus like 15 enemy AI, and there's 3 difficulties for that. And if you remember the old Rainbow Six games, then it's pretty much very similar to that. And I've decided to quickly jump into multiplayer, except I've discovered that multiplayer is horribly broken. Of course, this is closed beta, so this doesn't reflect the final product. But so far, every time I've tried to join a multiplayer game, it's crashed horribly. I've also noticed that there's some weird sound bugs, and when I was playing Terrorist Hunt, there was just no backing music, no nothing. Couldn't hear your friendlies walking, there were no footsteps, so at the moment it's very, very rough around the edges, and there's just not an awful lot there. To say this is a beta is a bit of a stretch. Oh, fantastic, so we've just joined a multiplayer game and lost. So yeah, so far I've been surprised and disappointed all at the same time. It says you can customize your operators, but you really can't. I mean, there's a selection of guns for each class, but I remember in some of the older Rainbow Six games, there was some customization of weapons, where in this one there's just one gun. You can sort of switch between some options of your operators. Like, for example, I have a shotgun, an automatic rifle, and like a LMG for one of my operators. And so you can switch between those. You can choose to have flash charges, breaching charges, and all that stuff. And everything seems to come in threes. So if you hit anything 3 times, it breaks. If you have breaching charges, you have 3 of them. If you have grenades, you have 3 of them. And pretty much everything comes in threes. So if you're not sure about something, just do it 3 times, and that tends to work. The game is surprisingly fast-paced. Very quick, very easy to die, unless you're playing ease mode against bots. So far it looks okay. I can see this is going to become relatively popular in the multiplayer area. Obviously, there seems to be a severe lacking of multiplayers. Fantastic, I'm the only person. The only issue is that I don't know. It's probably just because it's beta. It's very rough around the edges. Oh, fantastic! See, this is the joy of multiplayer. Evidently, lots of people have decided to play multiplayer all at once. Everyone's installed the game, and now the servers are horribly broken. And they sure as hell didn't seem to show us this horribly broken multiplayer matchmaking on the various gameplay videos. So this is what it's actually like. You probably will sit here for about 5, maybe 10 minutes looking for a multiplayer match. So if you are looking at getting into a bit of Rainbow Six Siege, just play the Terrorist Hunt if you're wanting to get into some of the action. The hard modes are actually relatively hard. So now we just get to sit and wait, I guess, until we find a match. It's annoying. You'll see these things up here. These are the sort of the renown. These are the rewards for taking part in a match. So even if you lose, you'll still get some of those. Obviously less than usual. You get about 100 per match, depending on how well you do. I mean, if you go in, shoot 2 people, and then die horribly, you'll get a lower, between sort of 50 and 60. Whereas if you go in and you succeed and you survive, then you'll get around about 100. Every time you unlock an operator, it increases the cost of the next operator by about 100. By 500. I'm just going to quit this multiplayer matchmaking because, as you can see, it sucks. And we'll just jump straight into a hard version of Terrorist Hunt so you can actually see some gameplay. Kind of sucks that the multiplayer isn't working. I'm sure there's people that are currently playing multiplayer right now, but yeah. Obviously, don't jump into a beta for this just because you want to play the game. This is primarily for testing their service, I suppose. The game runs remarkably well on 4K. I mean, I've got this set to 4K. I've got everything maxed out, except I've turned blur and all that crap off, just because I can't be dealing with motion blur. And obviously, I've got anti-aliasing off, and I've gotten, as far as I can tell, pretty much solid 60 FPS. So, despite the fact that it's in closed beta, the performance of this game is surprisingly good. For an Ubisoft game, I expected this to be broken as shit, but it's actually not too bad. That's interesting. Apparently, if one of your friendlies has already chosen a certain class in a certain country's type, you can't use it. So I'll go for the shotgun. The shotgun's fun. It seems to have remembered everything I'd set up beforehand. So that was the character I unlocked. It's relatively cool. You got a little drone that can fly around. Interestingly enough, everyone has an unlimited amount of barricades, which is a little bit annoying. Like I have a sniper rifle. Oh no. So as you can tell, there is no sound whatsoever. You can't hear my footsteps. You can't hear anything at all. We're gonna head round the back and go from the basement. So, where are my breaching charges? Middle mouse button. And then hide around the corner. Breach. One down. That's two down. That's three down. Oh, shit. And this is a very team-orientated game. So if you're not going to play as a team, this is very much like Counter-Strike. You really need to work together, which is annoying because there is voice chat, but it's not being used, as you can tell. And God, this is annoying. Razor wire everywhere. You can sort of mark where enemies would be sitting, but you can't necessarily mark them themselves as of this moment. Fuck me. So apparently those big guys can pretty much just one-shot you, which seems rather odd to me. You'd be surprised at how many terrible people there are in closed beta, myself included. Like, I've been playing with a lot of teams, and when you see this spectator mode, some of them don't even aim down sight. They literally equip a assault rifle with a laser pointer and then just walk into a room and spray everywhere. So I get the distinct impression there is an awful lot of younger, less experienced FPS players playing this game at the moment. So this guy's playing the class that I was going to play. He's got like a little tool which will show you any electronics around the place. Everything can pretty much be breached apart from solid walls. Some things have more sturdy walls than others, so you won't necessarily be able to pass through, but you'll be able to shoot through. Everything's pretty much explained in the video tutorials. They're actually reasonably good tutorials considering the game is in alpha. And occasionally when you die, you can actually hold the bleeding and sort of bleed out slowly, and then someone can rescue you. Except if you get like obliterated by a grenade or something, then you'll probably. Oh, that's interesting. So the enemy AI knows you're dying, but is just going to walk up to you and do nothing. AI is not too bad at the moment. As you can see, the quality of players is scraping the barrel a bit. I have no idea why the audio is so awful.
Behind you.
Dunno. There's just no audio to speak of. But we'll go ahead and jump into another terrorist hunt. I've actually won every single match this morning up until this one, which is partly my own fault for being so terrible. But yeah, you can see you get experience every game. I got nothing for that. And then you'll get some renown. First renown unlock costs 500 for your first operator, then 1,000, then 1,500, and then 2,500, I think. And so far, there's only 3 operators in each sort of different country special ops unit. Still haven't quite figured out how to give myself a profile image. And bizarrely, the key. Ubisoft has always been so strange with their key layouts. Like, to go between pages, you press tab, and It's just odd. I mean, F10 is, a quickly jump on that before someone else does. I like the AUG. It's probably one of my favourite guns in any game. So we'll go ahead and... that was the one I should have unlocked. The sledge. Break down barricades with a hammer. I can imagine running around in a hammer, well, with a hammer, would be relatively fun. Waiting for one random person. So if you don't have anyone unlocked, you can obviously choose the recruit, and you have a few different weapons available to you. Pretty decent speed, average armor, and a couple of different decent weapons like the shotgun.
Eliminate the terrorists.
Right. Head back round to the garage again. Oh shit. I don't understand what those types of enemies are, because they can literally one-shot anyone. And it's absolutely ridiculous. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and quit this so we can quickly jump into a different mission. That was annoying. See if we can show you a different map as well, because at the moment there's 3 different maps, I think, like a casino, obviously the suburban house, and the training headquarters, the murder house, which, if you remember, that was from one of the original Rainbow Six games. The ones that were decent. I have to say this is probably better than Vegas and every other Rainbow Six game going back until the older ones. It's a lot more team orientated. There's more focus on, I don't know, the way you get around places. It's very tactful. It's just a shame that the players that you often play with are lacking in tactics. So I can see that the game is trying really, 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 really hard to try and make you think about your decisions, approach everything sensibly and intelligently, and just be a general proper operator. Except unfortunately, you get teamed up with a lot of total retards that think this is Call of Duty, which is a bit of a shame. But they are a minority. And the matchmaking is still pretty terrible, but I suppose that's mainly because there's not many people who are in the closed beta. The weird thing, it just doesn't tell you what it's doing. I mean, it has a searching for player button, but when you go into the multiplayer, there is at least a little thing which says it's expanding its search, like the StarCraft multiplayer searching tool thing. And interestingly enough, my ping in this game is absolutely ridiculous. If you can see just at the top right, before I did have 500 ping. When I'm in just the lobby by myself, I have about 60 or 70 or 80 connecting to the Ubi service. But then the second I go online, it shoots up to about 200, 300, if not 500, 600. Probably because I'm in Britain playing with people in the US. This is ridiculous. So this is pretty much the extent of gameplay in closed beta. If you're hoping for a lot of entertainment and a big look at the main game, you will be sorely disappointed. But overall, I have to say it does look a hell of a lot more interesting than some of the previous games from Ubisoft. I've never had any interest in many of Ubisoft games for the last 5 years because they've all just been same old crap. But this is actually different. I think a lot of people will be pleasantly surprised that Ubisoft actually appears to have made something decent for once. Obviously, it's super rough around the edges and multiplayer's a pain in the ass just to get into a team. But if this game were to work properly, I think I could see myself spending an awful lot of time on it. It's actually pretty decent. I can see where they're going with it, and provided that they implement the sound properly, and get, you know, in-game voice chat forced upon people so that you can play more as a team. This is actually going to be a relatively decent game. I am pleasantly surprised. And hopefully we'll actually get into this match and I can show you more than 10 minutes of gameplay without me dying horribly to an enemy which can one-shot everything. Definitely would have liked to have unlocked a sledge first. I unfortunately unlocked a defender first and then went straight into a terrorist hunt mission and didn't realise that you couldn't choose a defender for the attacking role, which makes sense. That was stupid of me, but still annoying.
Eliminate all hostiles.
Alright. Our goal will not be to die. Is that guy trying to kill everyone on his team by throwing? Yes, he is. Fantastic. That is the quality of players you get here. So I get the impression that the enemy AI can actually hear your footsteps. But of course you can't because it's sort of broken. So there's definitely a guy in there. It's one down at least. Hey, I killed the big... Oh shit. That was close. Right, so that's 3 people down, and I killed a big badass who one-shots people. Which is pretty good going. For the first match we've actually properly managed to play. Quickly jump in here and see if they ain't... That's 2 down. Annoyingly enough, when you want to lean around corners, it's Q and E. But if you want to then go back, when you press the opposite side, it just leans over to that side. So you have to press the same button. Fuck's sake. God, I hate this stuff. It's so annoying. Yeah, you get XP if you destroy enemy bits and bobs. But yeah, this whole... I don't like the leaning thing. I don't like the fact that you have to press the same button to lean back in the direction you were just leaning. I think that needs to be changed so that it's the opposite. Opposite key. Oh shit. Shit. Half expected to run into her. Hey! Grand success. So basically, the key is kill the big ass white guy first because he ends up one-shotting most of your team. And also it's very difficult to go into a dark environment from light outside. So I'll probably do one more round for you guys. I'm not going to bother with the multiplayer because I can't be asked to wait 10 minutes to get into a game. But the terrorist hunt is relatively fun. I think once they unlock... Oh, for sake. I think once they allow for the for more operators to be unlocked and for them to be customized in a slightly more in-depth fashion. Oh, my sound's bugged. My sound bugged? Hopefully it'll stop when I start a match. And hopefully they'll allow a bit more in-depth customization of the operators. And I think it will be slightly more addictive for people to play more persistently. Oh man, that noise is going to get annoying. There we go. I pray to God that stops when the match does. Such is beta. Oh God, it hasn't stopped. Alright, we're going to go ahead and quit this. Please. Please stop. Tell you what we'll do. We'll figure out what it is. Nope. I literally cannot stop the noise. Never mind. Oh, you son of a bitch. Right, okay. Shotgun, breach charge, stun grenade. This one is a little bit more tactically based. The house one is actually relatively easy for the attackers in comparison to this one because there are so many corridors opposite to each other. So it makes it surprisingly difficult not to get shot in the back. Right. I have a feeling I'll probably die in this one. I can feel it.
Eliminate all hostiles.
I kind of feel a bit annoyed because the maps are huge. Like, this one is absolutely massive. It spans all the way across here, but all of the enemies are centered in this one building. So it just feels a little bit disappointing. There's also some very interesting, unique gadgets knocking around. Why that guy just won't fucking die? I guess it's because I'm shooting from range with a shotgun. Yeah, there we go. Smoke grenade. Shit. No. Ah, I have 3 health left. 3 whole health. I told you I was going to die in this mission. Woo! And of course the goddamn clicky noise is still going on. I think a shotgun was perhaps not the wisest choice. Sort of killing my immersion a bit with the severe lack of audio. Alright, so hard AI is not particularly clever. Obviously, this game is going to be way more difficult in multiplayer. Oh, shit. Well, now they're blinded, or at least should be. Right, that guy's put down. That noise is a gadget which interrupts your communication, which means your little... Oh, fuck, I saw a guy there. Which means some of your gadgets won't work if they use signals or whatever. Shit. Right, I'm gonna flash him. And pray that it works. Where the fuck did he go? Okay. That's a bit weird. Giant white guy just disappeared. Unless he was killed and his body just disappeared. Shit. What's that? Oh, damn. Hey, there we go. So yeah, I can see that the game is going to be fun and interesting, but right now in its current state in closed beta, which is fair enough, it's so terrifically broken and lacking in a lot of basic areas that you're probably not going to enjoy yourself a whole lot. So don't rush to get into the closed beta, because you're not really missing out on a whole lot. And it's going to be vastly more enjoyable, at least when it goes into open beta, and of course when the game finally releases. So I have high hopes for this game at the very least. I think it's going to be pretty good, and yeah, I reckon it'll have a great deal of success. But I'm not sure I can handle playing anymore because the lack of sound bugs, audio and multiplayer and everything. It's not really worth the amount of time you're going to sacrifice just to get into a multiplayer match and potentially die within 2 minutes, like me anyway. So, yeah. Thanks for watching.